Hello fellow treasure hunters, welcome back. It has been a while since we sank our proverbial teeth into the mystery of Oak Island. Yet, alas, this time I believe has been fruitful in regards to the mystery of what could be hidden and who could have possibly hidden it. During my exhaustive search for the truth, I have been looking for a very particular suspect. I have been looking for a suspect who was linked to England, the Knights Templar, thus the Freemasons. To have had the ability to mine tunnels and dig enormous underground complexes, and most importantly a person who possessed a treasure to bury. With billions of possible names throughout history to sift through, I have somehow acquired into my possession a very strong suspect indeed. And after years of looking, the most likely candidate to date. His name was Sir Martin Frobisher. And he was an English privateer, navigator, and explorer. After years of sailing to northwestern Africa and living the life of a pirate, Frobisher sailed to North America in search of a Northwest Passage, a sea route across northern Canada from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean, making the trip to Asia shorter and thus more profitable. In 1576, Frobisher began a series of 3 trips to Canada. He subsequently found some ore on Baffin Island. What is interesting about the ore he found is that it was actually gold. And not just a small amount. By all accounts, Frobisher discovered a stash of Viking gold, some 32 million ounces in weight. He also discovered Resolution Island and Frobisher Bay. On his 3rd trip, in 1578, Frobisher sailed 15 ships up the Hudson Strait and would set up a temporary mining settlement near Frobisher Bay, forming a mining company called the Cathay Company, taking with him 300 expert miners from Cornwall, more than enough men to create a complex such as Oak Island. Frobisher's stone house was discovered in 1862 by the American explorer Charles Francis Hall. Frobisher is said to have held the first Canadian Thanksgiving feast in what is now known as Newfoundland, and was one of the first people to explore this area of Canada, although he failed to find a Northwest Passage. In 1585, Frobisher was a vice admiral on Sir Francis Drake's expedition to the West Indies. He died on November 22, 1594, from injuries he received fighting the Spanish. Enter Edward de Vere, 17th Earl of Oxford, and notable Knights Templar, became acquainted with the mathematics and astrology of John D. Edward de Vere funded Martin Frobisher's expeditions in search of the Northwest Passage and supposed retrieval of the Golden Fortune. In 1577 de Vere asked the crown for the grant at Castle Rising. Upon getting possession of it, he sold it along with 2 other manors, and sank over £3,000 into the trip. The expedition attracted numerous wealthy investors. This may have been due to rumours beginning to circulate in regards to the mountainous find of Viking gold Frobisher had apparently made. Upon his return to England with the loot, the crown was said to have taken control of the ships. After a few days of silence, it was revealed that he had apparently made a mistake, and that the bounty was actually just ore after all, subsequently leaving all of his investors and himself out of pocket. However, it is rather difficult to believe Frobisher along with 300 expert miners could make such a huge error. What is more likely is that the crown stole the lot, or rather all that Frobisher brought back. Not only did Frobisher have a treasure but the motive to hide it, and the ability to accomplish such a feat as Oak Island. He was also in the area shortly prior to 1795, he was from England and was heavily linked to the Knights Templar, subsequently dying before having chance of a return trip. It would also explain the sightings of redcoats on the island. What if Frobisher used the skill of 300 Cornish miners to make Oak Island, in the event of a double cross by the crown? Like £2 million, 40 feet below. As always, thanks for watching, stay tuned for more.